Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Dre here and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be working with the Philadelphia Flyers and we're going to try to win them a cup. It's been since 1975 since the Flyers won, so almost 50 years ago. So I'm thinking, hey, why not get them a cup? We're going to be adding a legend in case we are not able to win the cup for them. But before we get into the video, if you guys can do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, as I'm trying to reach 1,000 subs by the end of the year, and every single one helps. So here, let's take a look at our Stanley Cup quality team that we have here. We got Farabee, Couture, Konecny, Van Riemsdyk, Hayes, Atkinson, Delarriere, Lawton, Tippett, Brendan Lemieux, Keith Bellows, and William Allison, rounding up our forward department. So this is definitely a quality team. Heck, what am I talking about? This team is not going to win us anything. If we're lucky, if we make the playoffs. And on defense, we're going to be looking forward to Ivan Provorov, Ryan Ellis, Sanheim, Ristolainen, Cam York, and Tony DeAngelo. I'm not a fan of him, but he's on this team. But if we can't, we'll move him out. And then we got Carter Hart and Sandstrom in goal. So this should be an interesting tandem that we got going forward. And the Flyers do not make the playoffs as I expected in 82 games played. They got 83 points for 35, 34, and 13 records. So we got to add a legend to this team. Before we add that legend, we're going to take a quick look at all our stats for our players. So coming in as our leader was Cam Atkinson with 73, Couture 72, and Konecny with 66 in the top three players. Provorov 32, Ristolainen 31, and Sanheim 23 for our defensemen. And then we had actually quite a number of players that played, but nothing stands out here. And our goalie was Carter Hart, 26-27, 2 shutouts, 900 and a 321 save percentage, with Sandstrom adding a 9.7, 1 shutout, 903, and a 291 to help out. Ovechkin led all league players in the league with 112, McDavid 111, and Matthews rounds up the top 3 with 103 points. Morgan Riley had 69 points, Makar 68, and Roman Josi 64 to round up the top 3 defensemen. And Samsonov led the way with a 911, 261 with 4 shots, followed by Gustafsson and Ullmark. Here we are in the playoffs with the Boston Bruins actually taking the Stanley Cup in 6 games over the Calgary Flames. So congratulations, Boston. You guys actually did it this year. Patrice Bergeron, David Pastrnak, and Brad Marchand were the top leading goal scorers for forwards in this year's playoffs. So that's a pretty good, remarkable feat with Lindholm, McAvoy, and Dougie Hamilton, top 3 players for the defensemen. Ullmark, number 1, obviously they won the cup with Markstrom and Gustafsson, the top 3 goaltenders in this year's playoffs. And to figure out what team player we're going to be selecting from the Legends, we have our little spin-a-wheel-orama here that we're going to be spinning. Let's see where it's going to land. And it's going to land on the Tampa Bay Lightning. And I think we're going to pick Marty St. Louis, a playmaker and a goal scorer. So Marty, welcome to the team. As Marty St. Louis gets acclimated to the team, he's going to be playing on the first line with Couture and Farabee, and he's an 89 overall, and I'm expecting big things from him. The whole team stayed pretty much the same. No other changes were made. And the Flyers once again makes the playoffs with a 37, 35, and 10 for 84 points, so they miss out. St. Louis actually led the points, 72 with 69 and 65 for Couture and Atkinson for the Flyers. So St. Louis, you're doing pretty good already, my dude. Provorov had 42 points. Ristolainen and Ellis were the other 2 defensemen that round up the top 3. Our goaltending, Carter Hart, 30-27, 4, 899, 317. That's horrible. With Sanheim, 7, 8, and 2 for 345. Aston Matthews led the way with 119 points. Mitch Marner and Ovechkin, McKinnon, Kopitar, and McDavid all had 100 points, except for Marner had 106. That's pretty cool. Quinn Hughes had 68 with Shabbat, 67, and Hedman 61, but along with Fox to round up the best defenseman in the league. Samsonov had 46 wins, 903, 297. Cooper and Ullmark were the other 3 the 2 goalies who actually did some pretty good. And the Seattle Kraken win the Stanley Cup in 7 over the Carolina Hurricanes. Sebastian Aho led all scorers with 31 points, with Teravainen and Shevchnikov rounding up the top 3. Brent Burns, 18 points. Slavin and Riley, with Makar also up there as the top defensemen. And Chris Driedger with 15 wins, 925, 246, went along the way. And we're going to actually be adding another legend since we missed the playoffs. And we're going to do that spinning wheel thing again to see who we land on this time. As we bring our magical wheel, let's see who it's going to give us today. Who's that one superstar legend from the past that it's going to give us? And we are coming to the Chicago Blackhawks. They got quite a number of players, but we're going to choose Chris Chelios for defense as our team needs it. So pretty much the whole team stayed the same. Marty St. Louis now a +2, still the same line. And Chelios is now our number 1. He's got a +2 Provorov, and Tony DeAngelo is gone from this team. Our Flyers are actually not making the playoffs with a 35-39 ARIC for 78 points. It's pretty horrible. And we're going to say, St. Louis, my dude, You've got 87 points with Couture and Atkinson second in the team and third respectively, so that's pretty good numbers. Chelios also put up 50 points for a defenseman, so that's pretty good, with Ellis and Provorov rounding up the top two. Defenseman, goalie Carter Hart, 27-32, 897, 341. That is horrible numbers, dude. You need to do better. So obviously at the end of the season, once we go through all the numbers, we're gonna have to get a new legend for this team to try to make the playoffs again. And leading all players in the league was Nathan McKinnon with 110 points, followed McDavid 101, and Kaprizov with 100 points. Quinn Hughes with 71, along with Fox. Victor Hedman round up the top three. Shesterkin with the most wins, with Tyler Demko and John Gibson are the other two goalies. Pretty good numbers there for those players. And the Toronto Maple Leafs win the Stanley Cup in 5 games over the Wild. Mitch Marner lead all scorers with 27, Kaprizov 26, and Matthews 25 for the forwards. McAvoy with 20 points, Riley 19, and TJ Brody with 13 points to round up the top 3 players. Samsonov with a 916, 271 goals. He actually won the cup. And Ullmark and Gustafsson round up the other top 2 goalies to round up the top 3. Since we failed, changes need to be made. We got to find another legend. Let's see what we can pick up and try to get this team to the Stanley Cup. And as we turn to our trusted wheel to see who they're going to provide for us this time, so let's give this big bad boy a spin and see what another legend we're going to add to this team. And we are coming up on the New Jersey Devils. We have been given a gift. The best player, the best goalie of all time is going to join our team. We're going to pick Marty Brodeur, the best goalie. And here he is. The rest of the team stays the same. We got a 94 overall. Brodeur in his prime. This is it. This is the year that we're going to go to the playoffs. And the Flyers just miss it with a 41-31 record for 92 points, missing by 4 points. Chris Chelios led all players with 68 points. Fam, you're doing good. Couture and St. Louis had 57 points, so top 4. Again, not the numbers not the team expected, but Marty with 31-25, 5 shutouts, 917, 272. Those are good numbers. But again, for whatever reason, this team is lacking something. We got to find something to get this team to over the edge. McKinnon with 112, Kaprizov, McDavid 111, and Gaudreau with 108 points. Werenski 81, Hughes 77, Hedman 76, and Chris Joe is actually on there. Vasilevsky led all goaltenders with 45 wins, 2 shots, 910, and a 272. With Merlinkas and Sirkin rounding up the top 3. And the Stanley Cup Finals, the Calgary Flames eliminate the New York Rangers in 4 games. What a sweep. As the Stanley Cups came to a close, let's take a look at the main scores. Panarin and Fox tie for the second, and first and second, Patrick Kane with the third. And Fox once again leading defenseman with Weegar and Makar. Goaltending Markstrom, Shesterkin, and Georgiev round up the top 3. And here we are again, ready to spin this magical wheel to see what other legend we can bring to this team to actually get the Flyers to the Stanley Cup that we've been trying, and we're gonna get the Hurricanes. We're gonna actually do the Hurricanes, not the Whalers. I know they're both, but we're gonna pick somebody from the Hurricanes, and we're gonna choose Paul Coffey. Should be a great defenseman. So our defense is looking pretty good with Coffey and Chels, both 93 overalls. I'm feeling good. I'm pretty confident this team should get us there. Fingers crossed, but no, they don't. 41-37, 86 points. This team is just cursed. It's crazy. St. Louis was 73. Coffey and Chelios, the top 3 goal scorers. Fam, you guys are doing excellent. Keep it up. We need another goal scorer or something to go forward. And we're going to see. Maybe this team next year can get it. Marty with 25-25, 905, 313, and 5 shots. Not the best numbers. McDavid leads all scorers with 121. McKinnon 111. Kucherov 109 points total for all the forwards. Quinn Hughes once again 72 points. Cale Makar 71. Chelios and Coffey 3 and 4 respectively, so not that far off from the lead. Samsonov, Ullmark, and Freddie Anderson round up the top goalies. And the Oilers win the Stanley Cup in 7 over the Tampa Bay Lightning, so that's pretty good. Draisaitl 37 points. He went on a tear, tore it up. Stamkos and McDavid round up the top 2. Sergachev with 19 points. Victor Hedman 15, and Brent Burns with 13. The only guy outside, which was Carolina. Stuart Skinner actually won 9-11. Vasilevsky and Freddie Anderson are the other goaltenders that make up the top 3. All right, let's go get ourselves another legend. Let's go to the wheel and spin and see what magical luck we're going to get this time. So as the wheel is spinning, we are coming up on the Montreal Canadiens. And we're going to pick a player who's actually got a trophy named after him, who scored a lot of goals. We're going to pick up Maurice Richard. So he's going to be playing the first line with Marty St. Louis and Couture. And again, everything else stays the same. And hopefully this time The Flyers do make the playoffs with 116 points with 56 wins, 22 losses. So this is pretty good. And Richard leading the way with 75 points. St. Louis second with 74. Paul Coffey 56. Chelios 52. So all our legends are picking it up, and we're getting into the playoffs. This is going to be our year. Has to be. Marty Brodeur 45 wins, 16 losses, 7 shutouts, 921, and a 228. Marty's back. We go over to the conference finals, only to lose to the Boston Bruins in 6, who are the eventual Stanley Cup winners in 7 over the Colorado Avalanche. So this is progress we've made. Gaudreau led all scorers during the league, followed by Panarin and McDavid. Victor Hedman, Roman Josi, and Hampus Lindholm led the way for the defensemen, with our goalie, Marty Brodeur, taking top honors as the best goalie out there. Shesterkin and Samsonov round up the top 3. So in 19 games, Richard had 19 points, St. Louis 17, and Paul Coffey. All right, fam, we got to keep going. And Marty 10-5-3, 899, 306. That's not the type of prediction I need. I need you to do better, Marty. All right, so here we go back again to the magical wheel to try to get another legend so we can get this team to the promised land and over that hump. We're getting close. I think we're getting close now to get there. And we're going to pick up somebody from the Dallas Stars. And we're going to go with none other than a forward. I think we need to solidify our center position, and we're going to go with Mike Modano. He's going to be playing on the first line with Marty St. Louis and Maurice Richard. That should be a dynamic lineup, top goal scorers. And Philly is number 1 with 122 points, 60 wins, 20 losses, and 2 ties. This is the team. Marty St. Louis, 87 points. Modano, 81. 71 for Richard. Coffey and Chelios are under the top 5. So we got a solid team going on here. Fam, this is it. We're going to win this. Marty Brodeur, 48 wins, 15 losses, 2 ties, 914 and a 245. Marty is going to carry this team to the promised land. But before that, Ovechkin, Aho, and Crosby lead the league in score in points, respectively. On defense, we have Adam Fox, Hale McCarr, and Thomas Chabot as the leading point getters for the defensemen. And Marty Brodeur, number 1 goalie, obviously. Ullmark and Skinner round up the top 3. And again, I'm feeling very confident that Marty can get us over the hump, and this is going to be our year. But no, we actually get swept by the New York Rangers, and the Avalanche win the Stanley Cup. So in 4 games, Atkinson, Konecny, and Hayes are our leading scorers. Our legends let us down. I don't know what happened to you guys. Great regular season, but we dropped an egg. And Marty, 0-2-1. What can I say? Well, back to the drawing board. Get another legend. And here we go again, spinning the one magnificent wheel to see on which team we're going to be able to take somebody from them to add to the Flyers to get us over that hump once again, like I said. And we're going to be picking from the Ottawa Senators. Not much. The player I really want is not here, so we're going to go to defenseman, and we're going to pick Sergei Gonchar. I'm surprised Daniel Alfredsson isn't there, but whatever. We'll go with Sergei Gonchar, clean up the defense maybe. And 110 points total, 50 wins, 22 losses, 10 overtime losses, with St. Louis leading the way, fam. He's got 83, Coffey 72, 69 for Chelios, Richard 67, Modano 64, and Gonchar with 48. So our legends are definitely putting the numbers in. Marty actually has it down here with 39 wins, 17 losses, 4 shutouts, 904, and a 270. Austin Matthews leads the way. Kucherov and Marner are the other 2 players to round up the league leaders. Paul Coffey is our point getter for defensemen, with Chelios first and second, and Hedman third. Vasilevsky, Brodeur, and Georgiev round up the top 3 going forward from here. And here we are, we're in the playoffs, and we end up losing to the eventual Stanley Cup winners, the Florida Panthers, in 6 games. It's a shame that we didn't get farther than I thought. So over in 6 games, Couture, Konecny, and Atkinson are our leading point getters, and this is pretty sad for us. Brodeur, 2-3-1, 930 with a 209 save percentage. Not the greatest numbers. What else can I say? Well, we're going to go right into the magical wheel and to see what other legend we're going to be able to pull off this time to help solidify the Flyers. And we're going to pick somebody from the Boston Bruins. So it's pretty good, solid players that they have here. And we're going to pick none other than their center, Adam Oates, who did a fantastic job for them. So he's going to play on the first line with Richard of St. Louis. Modano is on the second line with a couple of players. And here we are with 116 points with 55 wins, 21 losses, 6 ties. So we're paying dividends off already, getting the number 1 spot in the league. Hopefully it doesn't backfire on us. So Coffey leads all points with 86. Oates with 80 already, and St. Louis with 75 to round up our top 3. Hopefully no President's Cup curse for us. Brodeur 43, 18 and 5, 7 shots, 916 and a 238 to lead this team into the postseason as the number 1 seed. And hopefully this is the year we take it. And we go all the way to the finals only to lose to the Edmonton Oilers in a heartbreaking 7 games. so close. So we're on the verge of getting there. And Paul Coffey led all point getters with 26 for the Flyers, followed by Chelios and Adamo. So our defensemen are really popping in some numbers and really helping out the back end with Marty, 14, 7, and 2. 2 shutouts, 925, 223. What more can I ask for you? So let's go back to the wheel and find another legend. Who we're going to add this time to help solidify and maybe get us over the hump? We're going to go back to Chicago Blackhawks. We already got one Blackhawk. We're going to go pick somebody else. And we're going to take Michael Goulet, another sniper. And he's going to play on the second line with Modano. And he is going to hopefully tear it up. And here we are again. We got the 121 points with 58 wins, 19 losses. Adam Oates, 72 points. Modano, Coffey, St. Louis, Richard. And Goulet is not even nowhere to be found. He has less than 45 points. Unbelievable. Marty injured, 36 wins, 13, 8 shutouts, 916, and a 238. But no worries. The Philadelphia Flyers take the Stanley Cup in 6 games over the Dallas Stars. So we finally got our cup with adding a couple legends. So good job, boys. And we got you guys a cup, Flyers. Modano led all players with 21 points. Paul Coffey, 21. Atkinson, 19. Richard, 16. Oates, 15. 14 for Reams like Chelios, 14. 11 for Konecki. 10 for St. Louis. Goulet, 10. Privo, 10. Lawton, 10. Couture, Hayes, 9. Farabee and Ellis with 8. With Gonchar, a miserable 4 points. Sanheim, Ristolainen, 1. And Cam York with 0 points to round up all our players. So going forward with Marty here, he played 1 game. Carter Hart, 15 wins. 909, 258, and Burrow 931, 191 save percentage. I hope you guys liked it. Please be sure to hit the like, hit the subscribe button, and check out my other videos through the links. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.